Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Secret of Mana. We had just, sort of kind of rescued the sprite. Not really rescued him, but, you know, because he was probably off safe somewhere while I was fighting that thing, but... Yeah, Tropicalo broke out of a sealed palace or something. Something about the O and Tropicalo and Sprite's perfectly round face that goes together or something. That happens again later when he says stop lollygagging, the O and lollygag. I don't know why I noticed that stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not even going to try to explain that to you. Because that's just ridiculous. Anyway. So the Sprite wants to get back to his home because he's lost his memory or something. So I'd say, okay, I'll take him with me to figure this out. Please name this little sprite with an exclamation mark, you know, like like we're so excited to do that. I'm just gonna call this guy Ethan, as in the Ethan like the other on Lost, but also, Yeah, actually, there's kind of a story behind that name. I had this person in real life that was borrowing money from me a lot and taking advantage of me, and I was talking about that in my life journal. Well, it turned out she found my life journal, and she saw what I was writing there. So she left this half-assed comment saying some crap about how, you know, I got your money right here, I'm gonna come and get it. And even though she didn't really have it, she was posting that, trying to defend herself or something. Of course, all these people came in and defended me and said, you know, well, if you got the money, why don't you just give it to him, you know, and she always has some excuse. Anyway, to make a long story short, I went in there myself, under a duplicate name, and pretended to be this other person named Ethan, and I wrote this big long rant saying all the things that I wanted to say to her, but saying it as another person, so it's kind of, Well, I do have some equipment here for Sprite, so or for Ethan, should I say. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip that, and be done here. The first time I played this game, I actually named him Sprite, because I didn't know what else to name him. And it turned out to be kind of a cool name. It's kind of like you're naming him after a soft drink or something. Usually I equip Sprite with a spear, too, so... Because for some reason, I don't know if it's my imagination, but he seems to be quicker with it. So... Plus, when you upgrade the spear to its 3rd level, they call it the Sprite's Spear. So I kind of... That may be a tip-off that he's supposed to be the one who uses it. I don't know. But we'll be having to change our weapons from time to time to fit certain circumstances and all that stuff. Anyway, we got the axe from Watts, and we discovered that the weapon's mana power only works when I'm the one that's holding it, so yay on that. Before we actually leave, one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come over here and sell my excess equipment and get some headwear for Sprite. I wasn't sure if he already came with that equipped. That's why I didn't buy it earlier. That little cap thing, that yellow cap. That sort of anime-looking cap. You'll see it in a minute when I go through the menu to buy it. Well, this is actually the next morning. It's about 4:48 a.m., so I don't want to talk too loud because I'm afraid of waking up the neighbors or something. So I got the sensitivity on my microphone set pretty high right now. This one right here. Rabbi cap. I don't think there's anything else here. No, okay. I'd really like to go back and get that kung fu dress for the girl in Kippo Village, because she's gonna need that when I pick her up, which we might actually be picking her up in this video, I don't know. I don't see why I wouldn't get that far. But that's one thing I love about this game. Another thing I love about this game is that the characters walk really fast. So, unless they're going upstairs, then they're kind of slow, but for the most part, I mean, they walk really fast. And you can dash on top of that and go even faster, but still. It takes a little getting used to the way that the screen doesn't actually scroll until you're, like, 3/4 of the way across it. So it's hard to see monsters coming because the screen waits for you to go so far before it starts moving. And that was really, at first, that really bothered me. I didn't think I was ever going to get used to that, but, you know, eventually I did. Oh, crap, you know what? I never forged the spear. I don't think it's gonna... I mean, it probably would make a pretty good difference if I did. I don't know, I might go back and do that between videos or some crap, I don't know. For now, we seem to be doing alright. I mean, as long as you got the armor, you don't have to worry too much about... Well, you'll always have to worry about damage when these characters first join your party. They're going to be level 1, so... but you're going to be fighting the tougher versions of monsters, which means you're going to want to level them up as quickly as you can and keep them alive. So, it's a really good time to grind once you get the 2 of them in your party. Find a spot and just go at it. Here we go. I believe this is... Yep, Kung Fu dress. It's really expensive. We were lucky to have enough for it. We also got the hair ribbon. We'll pick that up too. Should be using that. And we have just enough gold left over for, to put in our savings account for when we have to save up for our next upgrade. Which is not for a while, so... I think the next upgrade you actually get is in Pandora, and that's after you do what you need to do there. But it's a small upgrade. It's like 1 piece of armor that goes from 4 to 6 on the defense scale, so... Not usually I don't pick it up, I just go ahead with the game. But then I suppose you need all the help you can get, This is the part I was talking about earlier with those flowers, where it's really hard to see them, because the decorative flowers just totally mix right in with them. Uh-oh. He says some girl went into the witch's castle. And he's worried about her, even though he doesn't know who she is. Well, he has no idea how powerful she is, so he need not worry if he knew. But that's for later, I guess. Alright. Ethan reaches level 3. So we're going to defeat these Choban Hoods. They're worth 12 experience, I think. Yeah, I'm actually going to switch on the action grid here. Your partner's menus will have this in their grid, and this is where you pretty much put in somewhere on the chart to prioritize either attacking or guarding and keeping away or moving in towards the enemy. What I usually do is put him on attack and keep away. So that way he stays away and doesn't take a hit, but he does attack if he's close to one, so works out pretty good. Later in the game you might want to move him towards attack and approach, which means you go straight up to him and hit him. But for now I want him to try to stay away, but still, attack if he can, if he's had the opportunity to. His attack is not really anything to write home about at this point, and it wouldn't be, I mean, he's a little guy, to give him a break. It'll turn out later in the game that his magic spells do more damage than just about anything in the game. It's just ridiculous the kind of damage he can do with his magic. Ah, here's the girl, and she's getting attacked by werewolves. Man, oh man. Oh, I'm lucky I got that hit in. I didn't think that was going to go through. Crap. Oh, I don't want him to die, because I don't have a cup of wishes. Lucky thing I bought that armor, he'd probably be dead right now. Ugh. The Cup of Wishes, even though it revives a fallen character, is really expensive. So you want to try to get by without those if you can. But you can only do so much. Now that we got it down to 1, it's not going to be so bad. I love the way he stands there holding himself in pain, like when you take a hit. And it hurts so much you just freeze and hold yourself. Oh, anyway. She's going to rescue Dialogue. What, does she know him? More on that later. You are going to help me, she says. Never whatever. Yeah. Never deny a woman when she asks you to help. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I want to call her Michelle, but I'm going to leave out some letters. I guess that'll work. I don't know, that looks kind of funny, but... I think it's easier to deal with a missing I than a missing E, though. I don't know. Anyway, oh crap, you know what? I'm almost up to 10 minutes here. Jeez. Oh my god. Blatt gets whacked. 70 damage. Ugh. And then you see this guy here in kind of a bad spot. You won't be able to reach him. So you'll have to break out a ranged weapon like a boomerang or a bow and arrow to actually get to him. So, let's do it. kind of a pain in the ass. Usually I just go past him and not bother, but I don't want him dealing damage like that to my secondary characters, without provocation. Shit. Oh man, she gained a level just in time. Jeez, I thought she was dead for a second there. I need to actually give her equipment. I forgot to do that. But after this, we're going to have to turn it off and call it a video, so 3 for the hair ribbon, 4 from the power wrist, and 17 from the kung fu dress. That's why it's so important to have that. So that's all for this episode of Let's Play Secret of Mana. Next time, we will go further into the forest and find the witch's castle, find Dialog, find somebody.